there's nothing you can do or we can do. And so, except take a loss. The thing is, if you take a loss doing a trade that you've made money on a lot of times, then you stop doing it just because you took a loss. That's how you go down the rabbit hole of just up and down as far as consistency goes. So, we came to this. Let me look here. They're back inside of value. They're basically back inside of this previous range here, this previous range here. They're back inside of this whole thing, right? If you remember here, we discussed this. We discussed this range here being important. And essentially what they did is they peaked below here. They trapped a whole bunch of sellers. They still did not go and hit that weekly VPOC, which is crazy. They trapped a whole bunch of sellers down here, and ultimately they ended up squeezing. Again, they broke into this level here, which was one that we discussed. Yeah. Let somebody say something.
That was mine.
Parlays for tonight. I don't gamble, man. Okay. So we're back in this range here, guys. Now let's see. Let's kind of see what we got going on. Okay, this one, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this, update this, and I'm going to go with the POC here. To here, let me get rid of this guy, put a white on here. This level is going to be key. We're coming up to this important level here, and I just adjusted that. Okay, we're coming up to this key level here. This one's going to be the one that we need to reclaim in order to go higher, guys. This still has not changed. If we reclaim this level, very high chance that we're going to come back and test this previous month value area high, because market makers have still yet to clean this up, and they don't really like to leave these behind. The market's out of balance here, and it's yet to clean this up. So we need a clear victor. So don't be surprised at all if we reclaim this level here again, especially these 980s. This is going to be a long here, guys. And your target is going to be here, and then ultimately up here at these 707s. Because this move here was pretty damn bullish, guys. I mean, there's no other way to put it. This is a really bullish move. The fact that they peaked below here and reclaimed this value, and reclaimed a whole bunch of key levels like this level here, this ledge here, and they just kept on going. Right now, we're coming up, and as you can see here, this level here, guys, we got it independent of this balance level here. We got it from a weekly level. But look, if you can see here, you drag this thing over, this is going to be gaining acceptance into this upper value here. Okay? Alright, and the reason you're going to trim here is because you've got this big ledge here. They can reject here. This would be where they would give you a pullback into this area. You would see if they're going to defend, and ultimately then go and hit all the way up to here, 713. So this level here, guys, is going to be absolutely crucial for this week. If they cannot break it, if they come into this level here, This is going to be a decent short. Okay, you know, and if they take it out, your bias needs to flip to bullish. It's that simple with this level. Okay, they come into here. I'm looking to short this, targeting this previous month value area low, targeting this previous week POC. Okay, because the market does need to retest. It does need to retest these levels too. Okay, so just because we reject here doesn't mean that we're not going to come into here, find support, and ultimately go up in there and test this level. But it does mean, you know, you should not be, I mean, think about it logically. If we open up tonight anywhere around here and you hit market long, I mean, you're longing into a big level of resistance, but you're also longing basically a very exhausted move to the top. Okay, so you know you got to think about that logically here. The best thing to do would be you know, to short this level here, and ultimately look for longs. You know, we'll go over some other areas, see if we can hone in on some areas to look for longs. This is going to be a good one here. Okay, so you know you got to think logically here. You don't want to be long at the very top of the market. Okay, especially close to a resistance level. All right. Let's see. Let's look at the daily. I mean, the market is just basically going into a pretty damn big range. Here, you basically got, you know, other time frame buyers that were sitting here and sitting here. We swept these lows. Again, I was expecting to sweep this low. I was expecting for them to go and hit this weekly VPOC. They did not want to give that. But you did have buyers in this vicinity, which is kind of proving the point here that this is why you don't want to be initiating shorts anywhere down here, because this is a probable outcome, right? Just like you don't want to be initiating longs anywhere up here, because this is a probable outcome. You come pull back to here and here. Okay, think logically, guys. Just think. It's not too complicated. Let's see. That M spike they gave at the end of the day was pretty wild. And look, now we got previous day value area high lining up with this zone that we got here, which is a good thing to see. You got two daily value areas sitting here and here, and you got a third one sitting here. So now this midpoint becomes a better zone here. Okay, you got value area low, value area low, value area low, all stacked right here within the same area. Okay, and then you've got yesterday's, or I guess you could call it Saturdays. No, what the fuck am I doing? Fridays, you got Friday's previous day value area low sitting here. Okay, so the best place to enter here, guys, is going to be the midpoint, if not even lower. 689,350 is going to be a good place to look to enter at. Another thing for you guys that use footprints, you know, look for absorption to happen. If you guys are trading with footprints, anybody, or order flow, look for some selling to come in. If they peak below this level and you get a lot of selling that comes in, and then you ultimately reclaim this level here, and you get these trap sellers anywhere down here, that's going to be a very good long to take right around here. Okay.
So like essentially you mean like when peak below and fail, just like peak below?
Yeah, peak below and fail. Yeah, that's exactly what happened here. Again, the other day I had a level, I remember it was somewhere around here. It was like from like, I don't know, here to something like this. I can't remember, I have to go back and look. A screenshot I posted. And that's exactly what happened here. They peaked below it, it failed, these guys all got completely squeezed out. There was an imbalance of sellers here. I could tell, just by looking at this here, this candle here, you could tell there was heavy selling that came into the market here. They pushed it, peaked below that level that we had, failed to follow through, and then you got confirmation of the failure once they took out this 805 candle high here. Thus, they pull back and they take off. So yeah,
That's good to be mindful of.
Do what?
That's good to be mindful of. I feel like lately, people low and fails have been fucking me up a little bit because I haven't been mindful of it.
Oh yeah, peak below and fails or peak above and fails are phenomenal. I mean, because they're the market's always trying to do two things. It's a zero-sum game, so it's always got, people that have their short bias, people that have their long bias, and they're always trying to go against each other. I mean, that's literally the essence of the market. So, any given day, you're gonna have, sellers and buyers trading at the same location, and both of them are trying to win. So if you get, if you get sellers coming in near the low, and that's why you got to be careful with doing that. And that's literally what we're talking about up here, of not being long into this area. And it goes to validate the short that I took, on Friday. I took a short here at 37.75, I think I was in, and I had my stop loss at 47.25, I think. I am not ever going to long the market at one of my levels, and after a big ass move like this, that's just never gonna happen. Okay, never. That's why, when I say it was a good trade, it was a good trade. They just simply wanted to push higher. They gave you, a crazy M spike here. That is, it doesn't happen often. Trend days don't happen often, much less, slice of a strong level that we had here. Those things don't happen often. So if they don't happen often, why would I trade? Why would I be in a long and here expecting something that usually doesn't happen to happen? It doesn't make any sense at all. That's why I'm saying I would take that same trade, even though I took a big loss on it. I would take the same trade again, and I will continue to take the same trade again because it's a logical thing to do, and because it's made me a lot of money before doing it. So that goes to say what we're talking about of the peak below and fails, or the peak above and fails. Okay, in this scenario here, they peaked above this key level here. All right, this previous month value area low here. Value area low. They peaked above it here with an M spike. Now they need to defend this level. Okay, if they lose this 32 here, this is going to be your peak above and fail. Okay, you've got a lot of buyers, a ton of buyers that came in up here, and I could see them on footprints. You got a ton of buyers that came in up here on this candle. Okay, and as of now, these guys are cooked. Okay, these guys are trapped up here. All right, so if you lose this ledge here at this 32.25, all right, especially just starting to lose previous month value area low, previous day POC, this is looking like these guys are going to get dealt some pain here. Doesn't mean that you're going to go and take out this low, but it does mean that they're going to give a pretty good pullback, which again, in this scenario, I'm going to be targeting previous week POC, previous day value area low, right around here. Not necessarily all the way down here. I'd probably target 68.93.50 or 68.98.25. Okay, but as of now, you do in fact have a lot of buyers that came in at the top. Okay, so knowing that if they get back below this level, this would be what we were talking about as far as a peak above and fail. That's what that would be. Okay. So that's something that we're going to be paying attention to. If you lose this level here, you're most likely going to come down to previous week POC in here. If they hold it, if they can hold the bottom of this candle here, because that's where they started this M spike, and we'll go and mark the M spike here. If they can hold that M spike, that's going to be bullish, and they're going to push up into this level. This is where you would look to short. Okay. So this is going to be telling. We'll go and look at that in just a second here. And again, this level is also, it's a weekly level, plus it's this balance level here. Okay, they've got to gain acceptance above here for them to go and fill out this profile. It's that simple, guys. All right, so short it. If it fails, flip long, target here, target here. Okay, everybody understand that? This level's important. Yeah, and I saw that humongous buyer come in, and I hit market on it. I hit market long. One of the few times that I do that, but I saw him step in, and I said, "Nah, I need my money back." Let's see here. The settlement. No, this is your M spike. Okay, so your M spike. Hold on, let me see. I don't want to get settlement on there. So your M spike is down here. Okay, does everybody understand why you grab your end period? Okay, this is settlement price. You don't count this. You count to the left of the M spike. Okay, this is the highest candle or the highest time period before you get the M spike here. All right. Then you go back into here. So this level here, let's say. Spike. Okay, so what will happen here now, a way that we can use this is if they come up into this level here, they hit this and you get a strong rejection and you break back into these two guys here, M spike, previous day value area high, is that going to be, would you guys consider that to be bearish or bullish? If you come and hit this, yeah, if you come and hit this and you fail to hold previous day value area high, M spike, top of M spike here, that's going to be bearish, guys. That's bearish. You would go and target spike base, previous month value area low, previous day POC. You should be out of most of your position by here, and maybe you run her down to previous week POC. Okay, so we got these covered here. This basically becomes a zone here that they need to hold. Okay, if they open up somewhere here tonight, if you want to try a quick long stop right below the M spike, they may be real bullish and just go ahead and take off at the open, depending on where they open up. I would need them to open close, very close to this, so I could have a very small risk trade.
Did you already go over NQ?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if you look here, guys, we don't quite have an outside week here, but it just, everything's in range. I mean, if you look here, overlap, 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 and overlap. So we're just in a big ass range. That's all we are. They keep holding this range here. They are leaving poor lows on the weeklies. Poor low. You've got a weekly ledge sitting here, which is telling. Okay. Meaning this validates this level that we have here as far as if we can take it out, this thing is going to squeeze. You're going to squeeze, you know, maybe this time they can finally get the damn job done and push us up into these upper targets that we've had sitting here for I think like 3 or 4 weeks now. If they can break this high, that is going to be hopefully, right, they can get it done. They've tried a whole bunch. You know, if you look at extended trading hours, I think we hit this level to a T and rejected. So, you know, if they can get above this level here and hold it, that's going to be bullish, okay? They're going to end up squeezing to the upside. All right. Yeah, and obviously you're getting the same type of profile here. You're getting the split right here at this level that we already have. So everything is lining up, guys, for this level to be really important. It just depends on where they open up tonight. You could try short here at previous day value area high with a stop loss at this, basically at this 6.96750 right above the M spike. You could try short there. If they get above that, I would not short this up until we hit this midpoint, this previous week value area high at 975. Stop loss above these highs, 97875. Okay. I mean, you can clearly see here you have an imbalance of sellers, that came into the market, extended this thing lower, and both, you know, the monthly and this range profile are both, they're both kind of giving you an idea of what's going on here. They're both lining up almost the same. You got a double distribution, one here, one here. You know, you've got this ledge here on the monthly profile. This is the monthly. We're on the 4-hour time frame here. You've got this monthly ledge sitting here at this previous month value area high. So this thing, see, this is why I like to look at different time frames, because it gives you a better analysis. You see different things on different time frames, and if they line up, that really validates, you know, what it is that we're looking for. So here, you know, you got this developing ledge sitting here at previous month value area low, previous day POC. So now this validates the thesis of they really need to hold this. Okay? Now, I said that before I even saw this, but now that I'm seeing this, it gives me more confluence as to that this level here is important. Okay? Bulls need to hold this. If they cannot hold this previous month value area low, previous day POC, and they end up taking out this candle, the 30-minute M spike, where those buyers came in at here, okay, and then they give you confirmation by taking these guys out here, all right, that's going to be bearish, guys. That's going to be bearish, and you're probably going to come and hit this previous week POC and the midpoint. Okay, so that's giving us validation on this trade location here. Okay, hopefully everybody understands why. If not, you can ask. I think that's pretty much it for ES. I mean, there's not, it's not too complicated here. This level is going to be your short level. Okay, it's going to be give you your bias. Better to call this your bias level here. You know, and just per the rules, you know, I took a loss, a big loss, doing this exact setup here. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. I've had a whole bunch of winners doing this, so you know, why would I not do it again? So I'm going to be looking to short this level here. If they slice it, then I'm going to take my loss, look for an area to go ahead and flip long, targeting here, okay? But first I'm going to short it. Hopefully I lose this previous day value area low. I'm going to be targeting down here. Okay, I'm going to be out of most of my position here. Why? Because we just saw that ledge that was building on the monthly. You got your spike base sitting here. Your end period spike it really starts here on TPO, but if you look at footprints, buyers came in aggressively here. So once those guys get taken out and you lose this level, then I would look for a re-entry short, okay, targeting down here. But you definitely want to be out of most of your position right about this spike base and previous month value area low if you take this short from up here. Okay, down here I'm looking to flip long. Okay, I'm looking for buyers to show up here, especially I think I said around the 692.75, I think it was. Right around here I'm looking to start to take some longs. Again, if you can get a peak below here and fail, they reclaim this, I'd be looking along this. Okay, does everybody understand that? Any questions on ES? Okay. What's that Italian guy's name? The guy that I shared a video of. I forget his name. Was it Fabio? I need to look it up. I watched another one of his videos. That guy trades like, I think he trades the NQ, and I think he trades it on like lower than the 1 minute. Shit is crazy. And he makes a ton of money. And you know, it's funny because, and that just kind of proves that, you know, anybody that's trying to gatekeep trading and telling you like you have to do it this way is full of shit. You know, how many times have I said, you know, don't look at the 1 minute, and this guy is looking at lower than the 1 minute and he's making bank. You know, I personally don't do that just because I don't have enough. I would have to be, basically you need to be like not even talking to anybody. You need to be like locked all the way in to be doing that. And you gotta have experience with it and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I say that to say, you know, he still applies volume profile, you know, liquidity, highs, lows. He still applies all that kind of stuff. So it's not like he's just, you know, sitting there gambling away. He still applies market structure, the basics that I teach, right? And that really anybody should be teaching you that or that you can basically get in any book. He still applies those basics. But he executes on the, you know, I guess, I don't even know what the hell he's executing on because it's lower than the 1 minute. Let's see. NQ, see NQ is acting different than ES. NQ didn't even sweep these lows yet. Yeah, NQ looks way different than ES because NQ here, it did break back into this balance that NQ has had, you know, your major level here for NQ going into the future is going to be this guy. But NQ actually went and it did not sweep the lows. Yeah, NQ was a lot cleaner to read this time than ES. As far as coming into an area of good demand here and bouncing at it. ES definitely did people dirty there. For sure. This is going to be an important level to pay attention to here. We got sellers that came into the market. You know, if NQ can reclaim this 255 level here, you're going to take off. Why is this not working? Yeah, this level here is going to be important, okay? If NQ can start to break this level here, especially if you can take out these 273, 25s and come back into this, I would look to long NQ. I'd be looking to take it long. Really, you need a clean break though. This 13.5, you need a clean break. So both NQ and ES are at again, you're at a short level here. Okay, unless you clearly break this level, build value above, then come back inside of it. This is where I would look to flip long NQ, targeting previous week value area high, and then this level up here at the top. NQ still has not cleaned this up, so it's going to be a good target to get eventually, right? Once you break this level, this becomes pretty certain that you're going to come and hit these 902s, 828s, 902s, or 925, excuse me, right around here, right? So with NQ, if you can get above this level right here, this right here becomes pretty certain. These would be the three major levels that I'd be looking at with NQ here. As far as the level of support here, you know, you're getting obviously absorption right around here. Every time we come into it, you're getting sellers. It looks to be you've got trapped sellers sitting here with NQ. They peaked below here. It looks like they swept that liquidity. You got, you know, initiative buyers coming into the market here. Also here. These people look to be trapped again right here, and they have now since traded higher. So what I'd be looking at with NQ here is, can they come into this level here and ultimately hold it? Okay, because if these guys are in fact trapped down here, they should not break this low. Okay, you've got big buyers that came into the market here. And if they're still, if you've got trapped sellers coming into the market down at these lows here, you've got strong buyers that came into the market here, it only makes logical sense if they're interested in pushing price higher that they're going to protect this position when they come into it. Okay, so you know, I'd be looking to take along in this area here. I would not look to short this until you lose this 703.50 and get a pullback. You know, and if you do short that, you need to be targeting these 606s, 628, and then 606, and then 2454, 24, 545. These damn numbers are too long. So essentially, shorts are not in the clear here until you can get rid of these guys here at 703. Pull back into this level, come down. All right. So NQ recap here. You're looking to short this level here. Okay. Obviously, the higher you can get your entry, the better. If you could do midpoint, that would be the best thing. Your target's going to be, one trim is going to be the previous day POC. Second trim is going to be this guy right here. Let me just go ahead and put this here. Trim here. And your ultimate target on that is going to be down here. That's kind of what I'm looking at with NQ. Again, Ukyo and Colby know NQ a lot better than I do. So does, what's his name? Alex. I think he trades NQ more. Every stock has its personality. It's the way it moves, the things it does. I say personality for lack of a better term, but they're all just a little bit different. They all behave just a little bit different. But the levels still work out pretty much the same. Okay. Any questions on NQ? Anybody? Okay. Any other things that anybody wants to look at?
You said it's not good for veterans until they lose that 7 kilo. If they did lose that, I was looking on a 4-hour chart and I think I got something. I was saying like I would look for longs at about 500.
Yeah, you do have buyers here. Yeah, down here, again, yeah, you don't want to be necessarily shorting this low, right? Yeah, so if you look here, if you look at the 30-minute time frame here, okay, you do have strong buyers that came into the market here. You've got this ledge sitting here. You've got previous weak value area high sitting here. Okay, 500. I would be looking at this type of scenario here with
It's like I always I'm still typically executing the trade when it comes down to my analysis. Like I literally be spot on. It's just I be hesitating about my entry and then I chase and then I get cooked.
Yeah, well, you're not gonna be able to change that until you basically you've got to size down, and if you've already sized down and you're still having that, if you're trading one NQ and you're still and you're still getting scared and or anxiety or fear or whatever negative emotions, you gotta, I don't know, you gotta read some psychology books. You've got to read, you could read Trading in the Zone. Any book that's about mastering your psychology. You could read Atomic Habits is a good one. It's not really a trading book per se, but it is a book of the brain, because that's just a mental issue that you're having, and there's really not much you can do about that except you've got to size down. You've got to force yourself to take the trade. If you're not sizing down, you're not going to be able to fix that because your losses are just too big. So every loss is just more emotional, especially if you're doing it on a 50K account. Trading a whole NQ on a 50K account with a $2,000 drawdown is crazy. 2 or 3 trades can blow your account with not that large of stop losses. And that subconsciously, hey, I've got to take a 15-point stop on NQ, which is not wide at all for NQ. that's $300, and you can easily take, if you take 3 bad trades of those in a day, with that type of stop loss, you basically got 3 days and your account was blown. Okay, so um, for you guys that just will not size down, that's just a you issue. I can't do anything about that for you. So yeah, you've got to really size down, because
Now you got to tell me the exact same thing. Emotions and size down.
yeah, because you're thinking about making all this money, but you're not mastering. It's like you're trying to open up a damn restaurant, but you don't know how to cook food, right? So you got to learn how to cook food first. You gotta learn how to trade first. You got to learn how to manage your emotions. Um, you got to really chill out with the whole trying to make money thing.
Yeah, and last week, so I think it was like Wednesday. It was one day I had $200, and I was like, let me go ahead and lock it up because I know once I see how fast I can make this, I be like, I know I can make more. That's been my problem. Like I be like, I know I can make more, but I had hurry up and lock my account because I was like, me locking it right now, I know that I ain't gonna make nothing, even if I see another setup. I'm trying to become comfortable. Like how they got the automatic lockout once you hit your profit target.
Yeah.
I'm doing that because I know that once I get to a certain amount, I will overtrade. I will try to get more. So being content with enough has helped me a lot more for sure, and definitely sizing down because it do give me a wider stop.
Yeah, it gives you a wider stop.
I feel these trades would work out if I would have been sized down.
Yeah, it gives you a wider stop. It gives you less anxiety. It gives you less anxiety. It gives you a wider stop. So your subconscious mind is just a little bit more relaxed when you take your trades and you're looking at things a little bit more clearly. So again, you've got to size down, and if you're reading the material, if you've read Trader Dale's volume profile book, if you've read Ann Culling's volume price analysis, I recommend you read, or at a very minimum, if you just cannot read, hate reading, or you don't have time to read, you can listen to the audiobook on YouTube of what's it called? I'm blanking now. What's the book called that we were just Trading in the Zone? It's on YouTube. The audiobook is on YouTube. You could listen to it. And maybe those things will help you. That Atomic Habits book is also good. It goes into forming habits, coming up with a game plan, a way to basically program your subconscious mind. So that book is also good to read, and it's pretty easy to read. I mean, you should be able to read it in 2 days.
Yeah, and then something else that I'm noticing, I think it's taking me too long to realize this is a red day doesn't mean that I'm back training. Like if I'm red, that like sends me. I think that's my biggest spiral. A red day, like it's like I don't know how to handle like a red day.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's what I mean by if you size down and you take red days, it's not the end of the world. But if you're trading heavy and you're taking red days, and your account, you got a $2,000 drawdown, and you now you closed your day, and you close the day off, and you're down $1,200. Now you're halfway to blowing that account, and so your subconscious mind, that's what it thinks about when you sit down the next day to trade. You literally are thinking about blowing the account. So you've got to absolutely size down, guys. I mean, I just cannot put it any other way. I'm giving you guys great levels. Colby is giving crazy plays. Ukio gives crazy plays. Alex gives, a decent play every once in a while, even though he doesn't call out as much as he should. But you're getting good plays, right? And the problem is, you got to execute them. You got to size down. I mean, it just, I have a pretty large account, but I don't trade heavy. I mean, I trade 5 contracts, and my stop loss is usually pretty tight. I'm usually like 5 points or less, right? So I'm usually.
I have a $1,000 account. I trade $800 trade maximum loss.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at too. Most days I'll risk, $1,000 on a trade, $1,500 on a trade. I hardly risk 10 points. Hardly ever risk 10 points. And my account is in the hundreds of thousands. So I'm risking a small amount compared to the account size. So, you guys have got to think about that. I could theoretically go in with 10 ES or 20 ES. I'm good with where I'm at. I'm good making my, if I can make $2,000 in a day, I am perfectly content with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. So, you've got to. Here's a good thing for you guys to really maybe even think about is try to get to where you can make your salary. What you make in a day, which most people, if we're being 100% honest with ourselves here, most people make around like $150 to $200 a day working. If you're being honest, maybe some of you guys make more, but most people in the U.S. make about that amount of money. That'll put you, if you make $200 a day, if you work 5 days a week, that puts you at about $1,000 a week. That's pretty much what most people are making. So if you could try to get yourself to shoot for that $200 a day first, that'll be helpful for you. Okay, if you guys are shooting for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 days every day, it's like, bro, chill the fuck out. Just try to make
that every day with 1 to 2 MNQ every day.
Yeah, you can make a couple $100 easily, trading one MNQ, 2 MNQ easily. And think about it from the perspective that's like Alex just said in the chat. That's gonna basically 2x your salary, right? It's gonna supplement your income. Okay. To keep it 100% real with you guys, you're not gonna be able to. For you guys that think that you're gonna go ahead and learn how to trade within 1 or 2 years, and then you're gonna go and quit your job, that ain't gonna happen. You're gonna need to put in more time before you can go ahead and quit your job. So your whole purpose should be to supplement your income right now, right? To learn how to trade, first of all, learn the basics, right? And gain some sort of consistency. And then your next goal should be, can I get to where I can make my salary that I work? And keep in mind, you work hours at your salary. You can make that, your salary trading in, a few minutes. Maybe the New York Open, right? Or maybe, you catch a good move in the night. You make your $200-300, lock it up, quit trading for the day, right? You accomplished your goal. You made your salary, your daily salary. Okay, and those things, you will be surprised, guys. It will start to add up like crazy, right? At the end of the month, you got an extra $3,000 in there, $4,000 at the end of the month. That's a lot, and people, for some reason, the human mind is pretty damn interesting. You know, some people, they say, you know, in their subconscious mind or out loud, you think to yourself like, damn, that's not enough. Like, I'm trying to make $1,000 a day. Okay, but are you even making $1 a day? Are you making $1 at the end of the month? Are you making anything? Nope. You're going up and down, up and down, up and down. So, you know, you really got to chill out and you really got to side down. And I'm not just talking to you, Devo, I'm talking to anybody and everybody, because a lot of people are going through the same thing that you're going through right now. People on here, people in all the other Discords, everywhere. People are going through the same thing, right? Because, you know, again, we go to the same thing. Colby and a few other people in here give really good trades. You know, and maybe you take that trade and you make a lot of money, but then you keep trading because you're trying to make $2,000 or $3,000, right? When you just made a good amount of money on that trade, and when you should be locking it up. Okay.
Yeah, so like I said before in the chat, sometimes we think $250 is good for us, but multiply that by the amount of trading days a year. When your average is $250 a day, it means on average we're making $60,000 a year.
Yeah, exactly, and that's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. You supplement your income, and now you go from you know, being lower middle class, right? Or maybe you can't afford to go on a vacation, but now, you know, you got money to go on vacation, right? Or maybe you got money to buy you a newer car, or, you know, whatever it may be, maybe pay off some bills. Okay, but now you know you're living, you've got less stress in your life, so now you can start to snowball the effect. Now you can start to, you know, you're trading with less pressure, you've got a little bit more money, you're starting to gain consistency, so then you can start to size in a little bit heavier. Okay, and then, you know, it goes on and on and on. Trading, you guys can do it until you're old. All right, so you shouldn't be in that big of a hurry. Okay, let's see here. Tesla's pretty much staying the same, William, here. You're coming up to this short level. You came up to it. They already rejected it. You should have taken a short here at the end of the day. These levels have still been here. I gave you guys this long level. I think it was on Wednesday when we had a live. I said Tesla was going to trade in between these two levels. Once you lost this level, you're going to come and hit this 370, 367. This one is still in play. You've got a VPOC down here at 361. You got a VPOC at 361 down here. Okay, target 1, target 2. If you lose this level here, right now, if they manage to slice this level tomorrow, I would be looking to take longs. Okay, I would be looking to take some longs here. You've got stacked previous day POC, previous day. What is this? Why? No, this can't be correct. That was gonna drive me crazy. Okay, oh yeah, you got previous day value area high, previous day POC, previous week POC sitting here all stacked together. You basically got a little LVN sitting here, a little split in value here. So, you know, if they can manage to take out this high here, slice it, I would look to long a touch here at 13, stop loss at 12. And I would look to target, let's see here what we can target to the upside. I mean, ultimately, you should be targeting the 727. Ultimately, obviously, you want to trim on the way up there. A good trim is going to be this 720, then 723, and then ultimately 727, 726. Okay. If you open up below here, previous day value area low, I would again be looking to play the range. Continue to play the range here. Targeting previous week value area low, and then targeting this, basically target this POC here, 396.97, and then ultimately back into this zone here. Okay, so just keep playing these ranges pretty much. I mean, these levels with Tesla have been working out crazy consistent. You know, and again, I've heard people say you can't chart Tesla. Tesla doesn't move off of technicals. Tesla's crazy. That's bullshit. Right, these levels have been playing out. You know, we had this level before. It came in, sold off. Then we had this level. They lost it, protected, went down. Now, you know, just play the levels. Okay, so these are, I can take a screenshot of this here, copy image, and I'll post it in the stocks tab, so you can go back later and reference it. Where we're
Okay, because that was a big area of support previously. That should be a big area of resistance, right?
This one here?
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
to your left,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why them slicing this is going to be, and then, you know, them building value, like if they slice this trade here, build value, when they come back here, you definitely want to be looking to take a long because, you know, they've gained acceptance back into this area here, and you should be looking along the market there. Yeah, it's a very important level. Yeah, you're correct, right? Here we don't know. You know, this is the exact same setup that I took that $3,200 loss on with ES on Friday, right? Your job here is simply to take the trade as you're supposed to, which means you're supposed to short the level when you come into it. Okay, you know, had you done that, you would have caught a pretty good scalp down. Okay, maybe you decide to swing that. That's fine, right? I don't know where they're trading at. Yeah, right here they're trading below it now. So, you know, that's just your job, right? You're supposed to short these levels when you come into them. You're supposed to long them when you come into them. And that's why I came up with this system, right? This whole, like, zone system. Because I was like, okay, you know, I was struggling a little bit as far as, like, staying, you know, mentally aware of what it is that I wanted to do. So, you know, I decided to do this, and that just basically became my rules, right? It's pretty simple. You come into it, you short it. You come in from the, you know, coming from the top down, you long it, right? And, you know, you can see here how these things just keep working, right? Again, we had this level beforehand. Look, they come into it, sell off, come into it, sell off, okay? And then this one, you lose it, you come to this next level. We already had these beforehand, okay? So these aren't getting made up after. Come into it, okay? Long it, target this one, you short it, etc., etc., etc. Just keeps going, okay? You know, we gave you this, I'm pretty sure it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday here. We talked about this very level, how important, this was your long area, right? And look, come into it. I told you guys too, hey, this is your long. I saw it late. I told you guys about here. You know, the best area obviously is going to be the lower to your stop loss that you can get in, the better. But, you know, same thing, right? You come into this level here. You accumulate here. Essentially, you start to go get some sideways price action. Unfortunately, here they did not give you a re-entry. They didn't come and hit the, you know, the SIG level here. They missed it by a few pennies, basically. 92.75. Yeah, they missed it by about 30-40 cents. So, you know, you would have missed this trade if you were looking at long this SIG here. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you miss the trades. Had you not got in down here where you were supposed to originally get in at, right? So yeah, I mean, this system is pretty straightforward, guys. That's it with Tesla. Hopefully it helps you. I put that in stocks so you can go back and reference that later. For people that want to trade Tesla or trade Tesla, you can go and look at it. Yeah, like gold is one of those that gold kind of just pisses me off. Gold just kind of likes to run through levels a lot sometimes. And so, like the other day, gold has done it to me like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times where, it'll just run to a random spot, stop you out, and then trade, what you were expecting to happen. In this scenario here, we were looking for, once we lost this level here, we were looking to short this. It started to play out here really nicely. Then they just bounced right back up to here, and then it finally played out. Right, so gold just kind of is a pain in the ass sometimes. I can already tell you here, this is going to be an important level here with gold. This one is of utmost importance. Okay, this level here, we're going to keep it. Let me look at it from a higher time frame perspective. I like consistency. That's why I trade ES. ES is like, it's pretty predictable. And again, if I'm trying to just make if I'm fine with making $1,000, consistently, ES is, that's where you want to be. If you're looking to have a whole bunch of fun and all that kind of stuff, you can trade gold, you can trade silver, you can trade, if you're trying to be in a toxic relationship, you can trade gold, especially silver. Silver is the most toxic of them all. Silver will cut your tires, right, when you make it mad. So if you're trying to be in that type of relationship, you can go ahead and do that. I'm good with a solid 7. I'm good with that. NQ is pretty wild too, but it's not. It's a lot more predictable than gold or silver. So it does move. It is more volatile than what's it called? Than ES. But if you like trading it, I'm not against that. Silver, I am like, bro, what are you doing? Silver to me is wild. People that trade silver. Let me see here. Okay, so we look here at gold from a higher time frame perspective here. You're getting a change of character here in the market now. They came and hit this these strong buyers down here from the original sell-off. They came and hit this level of support here. Okay, so it means buyers are in the building, and these sellers did not follow through on a breakdown, which leads me to believe that these guys are not as strong as they seem to be. They should have continued to go lower here and taken these guys out. You've got to change your character essentially here and here on the 65 minute. How do I go back? Okay. However, you want to be careful here. This is where I would be looking to short gold. If they break this, if gold breaks this, there's a very high chance you're going to come and clean up these highs here at 504, and you're going to come back and retest these sellers. Remember, we discussed how important this level was here. Okay, if gold gets back above this level, guys, it's going back into this bullish territory here. Okay, so this level is absolutely crucial. for gold, and it still is. Okay, that has not changed at all. The stopping volume here is not good. Okay, it's pretty mid, pretty basic here. Middle of the zone here. Okay, this is where your strong seller came into the market at, essentially here. You got to retest again of this profile here. Yeah, I mean, this is giving you the importance of this level here. So your best short to take is going to be right around here. Okay, this upper one. This upper level here, this is going to be the best one to take. Let's see. Back inside of this profile here. Okay, so now you've got a P-shaped profile, okay, running up from here. You know, one of the best things that, or one of the best ways to play this is if they can come up, if they come in and you know, you get some bullish buying going on here, this is going to be a good area to decide to long this previous day POC. Okay, when they come and hit this previous day POC is going to give you a good long. Okay, so if they come in here and start to build value here, find some aggressive buying, I would wait for them to come and hit this previous day POC and go ahead and long this. Okay, as of now, you know, they're trading sideways here, meaning they're accepting value back inside of this level of accumulation here. They managed to take this guy out, okay, here. They managed to reclaim this LVN here. Gold looked like it wants to keep pushing. You got trap sellers down here. You reclaim. This was the most important thing here. This level is so important with gold. So you know, I would keep playing the zones here. Keep playing the zones. I'd looked along this. You've got a ledge sitting here. This guy right here. Gold likes to do this a lot, where it will come down. If they come down into this level here, you could look to long it right here. My target would be, obviously you're going to trim here and here, but my ultimate target for gold would be the 520s. 520, 510. This is the most important. This is way, I'm going to be real iffy on taking a short here. This one to me doesn't look too good. This one looks better. Okay, so pay attention to this level today, or tonight, when they open up. Okay. That GC balance from the Sunday POC is ledge from Sunday. From last Sunday? Or you mean Monday? This was looking like, yeah, I mean Sunday, Monday, yeah. And they built the whole day. Yeah, this is what I mean, right? But this is this is more of like, this is weird. This one you've got extension here, and you've got extension down here. This is kind of more like a, I don't know. This is like kind of looks like a D-shaped profile with excess on both ends. Yeah, this is a funny looking profile here. Usually your P's are going to be closer to the top, like in this scenario here. You see how they push higher, and then they give you that accumulation here at the top. So this one is kind of more of like this is kind of basically a neutral profile here. Okay, they sold off. They came into high support, and you know, you get other time frame buyers down here that push this back into this area, basically back into this sell-off general area here, and they closed here, which is basically a neutral profile. Okay, meaning that sellers tried to extend the market lower, they could not. And this is what I mean, guys, by these levels. This is the exact same setup that gold gave you here. And this is why this level is so important. This is the exact same setup. Just occurred down here. Now look at what happens. Right here, you already had levels of support here, all throughout here. You get aggression here, you get a breakdown, but then something happens. You reclaim it. Right? You reclaim this key level here, and look. Right? You reclaim it, and see you later. You get this big ass move to the upside. Okay, you get this. They accept value here. Give you a P-shaped profile. Okay, they start to run from here. Right, they gave you this P-shaped profile. They start to run, and they accept it and go higher. So you definitely want to be paying attention to these types of profiles. And that's pretty much it. I'm looking there for, this is going to be the most important. If we come into this level at any point, I'd be looking along it. This would probably be my favorite trade to take. If I long this here, I would hold it. I would hold it all the way up to here, if not higher. I mean, it's pretty simple. If they hold this level, they're gonna push high, high. Potentially all the way up to retest these sellers here. You got this VPOT sitting here on gold at 5075.8. So if they hold this level, very high chance they're going to run all the way up to here. All right. Any other questions, guys? No. The Dow.
Something else that's consistent, like ES. The Dow is volume.
What's YM?
Yep.
Is this is futures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never looked at it.
You can see how consistent it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's something slow, consistent like ES. You don't need big stops.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never. Didn't it make a new all-time high? I did read that.
Yeah.
And what is this?
That's your big slow companies, Coca-Cola, B&G's, J&J, Caterpillar.
Oh, okay.
Stuff that don't move real volatile, but it's consistent.
Yeah, and I mean here, yeah, you can just see it just looking at this profile here. That's crazy move to the upside. Damn. Yeah, they have officially broken out here.
Another alternate to ES is what I used to trade a lot.
Yeah, now here, guys, you got, this big ass ledge here.
They get easy retest back and forth. You just gotta be patient to wait on the move.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'd be looking to pay attention to this guy here. Yeah, but I've never traded it. Not looked at it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Do what? I'm not sure. Maybe Colby knows more than I do on that one.
I mean, just look at your ETFs, like your tech stuff, SPY versus like the SCHD or HPP right now, and what they're up 13% this year.
Yeah, they're up quite a bit.
SPY's up what, 2?
Would you say that the Dow is more defensive?
Yeah, I mean, it's your industrial companies. It's your old big safe money.
Yeah, like Warren Buffett said, I think he said he's gonna be buying Coke forever. Coke ain't ever coming down. Yeah.
There's just stuff that's not exciting, that's boring, slow money.
Yeah, just stuff to buy and hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna single-handedly keep Coke in business with how many Coke Zeros I buy.
Yeah, seeing rotation and seeing that power break, it's like the equivalent of gold for save money to a bunch of people. So that's rotation that works.
Yeah, the Fed will be stronger if we get the new Fed out, Fed chair in, and they start dropping interest rates. More money is going to go to stuff like that where you can get 3%, 4% on your money.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Whenever they stop dropping interest rates, I don't know. Shit's gonna get wild. I don't think people want them to drop interest rates, but I don't think